Hi, born my dear children. Welcome all of you to my YouTube channel. So, my dear children, today we are going to learn about algebraic symbols, which is in your third term, the first lesson of your third term. So, what are these algebraic symbols? Let us discuss. First of all of you know that you know these symbols: 1, 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. You know these. They are known as numbers and they are also symbols to represent the numbers. So, and you know these type of symbols too: plus, minus, division and multiplication. You know these are known as mathematical operations, the symbols of mathematical operations. Now, in this lesson, we are going to learn about nouns. What are these nouns? I think all of you know that if I ask you how many family members are in your family, you can give me an exact number. You can give me an exact number. So, those type of things are known as nouns. Nouns. And if I ask how many coconut trees are in your area, you might be wondering how many coconut trees are in your area. But you know there are some coconut trees, but you do not know the count. Therefore, we can name them as unknown. So now in this lesson, we are going to discuss about those type of unknowns. So to represent those unknowns, we use a letter, a simple letter in the English alphabet. Imagine now, I think all of you do remember what did I ask from you earlier. That was how many coconut trees are in your area. As you do not know, therefore you can use an English simple letter and write it as A. So A represents the number of coconut trees in your area. That is what we are going to learn in this lesson. Unknowns. Unknowns to represent simple English letters. In simple letters of the English alphabet. Okay, now my dear children, shall we move on to the first exercise? Now before we go to the first exercise, there is something you have to know. When we consider about unknowns, imagine the previous example, the number of coconut trees in your area. We know there are some coconut trees and that is an exact amount. We know that number of coconut trees won't change until it cut down. So therefore, we can name them as constants. Constants. That is a constant value. Now, and imagine the income of a store in your area, income of a retail store in your area. You know that the income every day changes. It does not have any constant value. It changes every day. Therefore, my dear children, we can say that is unknown variable. We do not know the income of that shop, but however we know that it changes, so therefore we can name them as variable. Now we know two types of unknowns. They are constants and variables. Constant means the number of that amount won't change, and variables mean the number of amount always change. Okay, now we can move on to the exercise 18.1, your first exercise. In that exercise, they have given you write down in the second column of the following table whether each of the expression given in the table states a noun constant or an unknown constant. And in the third column, write down the value. In the third column, write down the value by digits. If it is a known constant and a suitable algebraic symbol. Suitable algebraic symbol if it is an unknown constant. Okay, now let us move on to the first one. The number of days in January. Now before we do that thing, we have to put the exercise number correctly. First one is the number of days in January. The number of days in January. Now if we consider about number of days in January, do we know that thing exactly? Yes, we know an exact amount for the number of days in January. Therefore, that is a known. That is a known. And we know the number of days in January. Therefore, we can write that 31 days. 31 days for January month. Then let us see the second one. The number of books in Nima's school bag. The number of books in Nima's school bag. Do we know Nima? First of all, we do not know Nima. So therefore, we do not know the number of books in Nima's bag. Therefore, we can write it as an unknown. As it is an unknown, we can give it a symbol as M or whatever you like. Then the next one, the number of milliliters in 1 liter. The number of milliliters in 1 liter, we know that thing. Therefore, we can write it as a known. Known. We know that 1000 milliliters they are in 1 liter. Now, let us discuss the next one. The number of words in the grade 6 mathematics textbook. Have you ever counted down the number of words in mathematics textbook? No. Therefore, we can write it is as unknown. Unknown. And we can give it an algebraic symbol as Y or whatever you like. Then the last one, the number of times you took a breath yesterday. The number of times you took a breath yesterday. Do you ever count down the number of times that you took a breath yesterday? No, never. Therefore, we know that we breathe every day. So it is an unknown, and therefore we can give it a symbol as B. So my dear children, that is what you have to do in this lesson. Just to put some symbols. If you do not know anything about the amount. But you know that there is a number, but you cannot count down that thing. Therefore, we can give a symbol. Okay. There are some more in this lesson. Let us meet with you in another video like this. Then I warn all of you.